Kansas City, 70 reported by Dodge City and Liberal, 72 over by the good folks.
Hey! Thank y'all. Welcome to the Mario Crosby Show, Season 3, Episode 9. Today, we'll be talking about a very important topic, like always very important topics. Today's topic will be money. Money. The green stuff. Not the green stuff that y'all thinking of. Whatever. Money, okay? This is the show to express yourself and be yourself. So, like I said, this topic will be about money. Everyone needs it. Everyone wants it. Can never have enough of it. So I thought today would be the time to talk about money. And the person that I'm bringing out here, I think is the perfect person to be out here and talk about money with me. I want to bring on my special guest, Jeremy Pettit. Come on out here, man. Come on out here, dog.
Hey.
How we doing?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good, man. Tell people about yourself a little bit, man, so they can kind of get an idea of who you are.
Okay. My name is Jeremy Pettit, 23 years old.
Got you.
Right now I'm operations coordinator at GES. Fun stuff.
Nice. So that's a little bit about Jeremy. So before I get into my questions, what do you? Nah, I'm just gonna go into my questions. Question number 1. What does money mean to you?
It's a generic answer that a lot of people say, but it's freedom. No matter what it is. It literally gets you anything you want.
Anything.
Anything.
So when you say money gives you freedom, what do you mean? Do you not have freedom right now? Like what do you mean?
Well, I mean, we're in the United States, so everybody has a freedom to an extent, but when it comes to money, it's freedom. It's freedom from, if you have enough money, you don't got to worry about taxes legally. You don't have to worry about having your bills paid on time. You don't got to worry about, do I have money to eat? Where am I sleeping tonight? Am I going to have heat in the winter? Am I going to have AC in the summer? Once you got money, you just forget about some of those things, and if you can set yourself up to have enough of it, you could start thinking outside of the box to make even more money if you have all the basic life things handled. And a lot of people don't get that, unfortunately.
So wait. No, I mean what you said was dope, bro. What do you mean? A lot of people don't understand that. What do you mean?
It's just, I don't know. It's just so many people have the mindset of, I got to make enough money to get this paid. Well, why don't you make more money than that, or cut down your expenses so you have more money to spend, or save, or invest in yourself? And unfortunately, we live in a day and age where people feel like they need to have a lot of material things. They need to have a lot of vacations. They're not investing in their self for the long game. Everyone's playing the short game, and some famous people talk about that. But I mean, at the end of the day, people say life is short, but it's long in the long game. I mean, you're going to live till you're at least 60 unless something happens to you. You got to make sure you have money all the way until then.
First question, we start off hot. This motherfucker come in.
Need some water.
Huh? Need some water. But no, that was a dope answer, bro. And I like how you elaborate on it. And, I asked some questions. He was able to just go straight to it. So I respect that. So that leads me to my next question for you. Question number 2. This is a personal question.
Here we go.
What is your ideal amount of money you need to be happy financially? Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
That's a really good one.
Honestly,
He said, yeah. Quote him on this.
there's no amount.
Oh, no amount. Okay.
Double or triple my expenses. So if my expenses are 1,000, I'd want at least 3,000. At least 2,000, but ideally 3,000 as a generic number. So like monthly, if you were to break it down monthly, if all of my expenses, food, living, sleeping,
Shitting.
sure, that too, you gotta buy toilet paper. That shit's not cheap.
Big facts.
And if that's $1,000, then I want to be at least making $2,000 to $3,000 because I want to be able to save at least twice as much as I'm spending. That
Mhm.
way, that gets me to the freedom that I want to have, or that my goal is, or my mindset is to have in the next 10 years. I don't want to live that typical life of work a 8 to 5, 40 hours a week until I'm 60, 65, and then I get my retirement fund, because unfortunately for people our age, their retirement fund that might not actually be there. Social Security's gone. I mean,
Facts.
yeah, it's pretty deep.
So the way you kind of like think about like money or like being happy financially, it's kind of like doubling whatever you have, but also like thinking like long term with everything you're doing.
Yeah, and not like, because it's cool, like, say if you don't have any expenses, which is great, you know, like, live at home as long as you can, just because you can move out doesn't mean you should, just because you can get that car and make those payments doesn't mean you should, and it's, once you fall into the trap of, well, I could afford it monthly, and then all that stuff adds up, and now you're where you're at, making as much money as you are, and then if you take a step back and look at the bigger picture, you can't grow. Well, I'm making $2,000 a month, let me spend $2,000 a month. Well, if you do that for 5 years, in 5 years you stayed the same, which is okay. But I mean, for some people, they don't want what everybody else wants, you know. And I've read it in a couple books I've read. Like, if you want to be in the 1%, you got to do the 1%.
And what's the 1%? What do you mean? Like
Everything. Like, I mean, the coffee, for example. Like, say you buy that $5 Starbucks cup of coffee 5 days a week, $25 a week. You know, you just multiply it, and then how much you spend in a year. Cut that down. Why not just go to Dunkin' Donuts? They got it for $1. McDonald's, they got it for $1. It's $4 you're saving every day. Might not be better quality, but that adds up. But you can't just take the money that you're saving elsewhere and spending it on something else. That pair of shoes, or the new video game, or that new car. You have to save it.
I see what you're saying. So daily things that we just like $5 daily. We don't see that as like a really big expense, but in the long run, that expense it snowballs into
Right.
something bigger.
And that's what you're looking for, the snowball effect. It's huge.
Mm.
But you got to make sure you're doing something with that saving money. Like, you know, you see these apps like Acorn, it'll round up to the nearest dollar. Like, that's for lazy people. It's for people that can't do it themselves. I'm sorry to say it. I mean, it's cool.
You're not
but,
sorry to say it.
But
You
no,
said
I'm
it.
not. Yeah, you're right.
He
But,
said it.
I mean, like, if you look into that app, for example, once you hit a certain monthly amount that you're investing, they're taking that away, parts of it at least. When on your own, you could easily be doing that. Pay with everything in cash and save your change. Nobody does that anymore. Well, but some people might. I mean, I haven't seen it. Everybody does cards. I mean, credit cards. They're bad. I fell into the credit card trap. I got rid of all my credit cards, and I guarantee I will never use another credit card. Because I'm not going to spend money I don't have.
So basically what you're saying is that you fucked up before,
Oh, yeah.
you got in the jam,
Mhm.
you learned from it, and now you're
Yeah.
recovering. You're in
Yeah,
the
I'm not
field.
afraid to admit it, too, because you gotta learn from your mistakes, and you gotta learn from other people's mistakes, too.
I like it. A man that's willing to fuck up and unfuck the fuck up,
And admit
unfuck
to
up,
it, too.
and talk about it. So that's really good, man. I give you a lot on that. That's pretty good. But that brings me to my next question. Question number 3. If you had $20 million right now, what would you do with it? Now, $20 million.
Right.
$20
$20 million.
million. 20, however many zeros after that. 20 million. Talk to me.
6. But, okay. Man, 20 million? I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm blowing 2 million today. I'm blowing 2 million today.
Okay. Wait. Before you continue, what are you blowing it on?
Whatever I want. It don't even matter. There's nothing doesn't matter. It's getting paid for in
If he
cash.
has 20
2
million,
million.
he's blowing 2 million.
2 million's gone, but only 2 million.
Okay. Elaborate.
So
What
now
else?
I got
now?
18 million.
Okay, so he blew 2 million, he's got 18 million. Alright, talk to him.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my parents, so I got to make sure they're straight.
Okay.
I'll put at least a 2 million towards that. You know, 1 million per parent.
Okay.
That's 4, so I'm looking at 16 left.
So they gave you life, he's willing to give back. That's
I'm gonna
nice.
take right, of course.
That's nice. They brought you into this world, they can take you out.
Yeah,
Okay,
I've heard
okay.
that multiple times. That's 16 left. I'll probably take 1 outside of blowing it, I'll take one to pay off any bills I would have for the next couple years.
Mm-hmm.
And I would take probably 10 to 15, or the remaining 15, and invest it. Nothing crazy. I do low risk. Set me up to never have to work another day again. But it's funny because just because you don't have to work another day again doesn't mean you shouldn't work. I'd work on stuff that I love, whatever that might be, because it wouldn't be work at that point.
Okay, so let me just go back. So $2 million, just blow it. Whatever you want.
Gone. Just like that. Internet
Okay.
shopping done. Shit'll be here next week. Actually, no, because then I'm buying Amazon Prime and it'll be here tomorrow. So.
Okay, fancy. Then you're gonna take $2 million, make sure the parents are straight.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. And then the
Family
rest,
in general.
then the rest is going.
The rest is going to set me up to never have to work a normal job ever again, unless a normal job is something that I like to do, which at this point it is not. Start my poker career.
Oh, you play poker?
Yeah.
That's an interesting fact, people. He plays poker.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever won?
Oh, yeah.
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 Where'd you win?
The casino. Charity events.
Did you go to Vegas?
Yeah.
He went to Vegas.
Yeah. Went with him.
Yeah, we went to Vegas.
And I paid my whole entire trip off.
My parents paid for me, so it was
We both won.
at the end of the day. If you guys want to see pictures, go slow. Alright, so here's the thing that I'm always hearing, and I would like to ask you about it. So this leads me to question number 4. Okay? Is money the root of all evil? I had to get up because I hear it all the time. I want to hear it. I want to hear what
Let
you
me just
think
hear it
on
one
it.
more time.
It's this personal view in it. Is money the root of all evil?
Personally, and you hear this a lot. You hear this in books, TV shows, people that
DVDs,
have money, people that don't
Blu-rays.
have money. Is money the root of all evil?
Mm-hmm. That's the question.
I wouldn't say all evil, but I would say mainly 2 types of people. People you just can't trust, which there are a lot of those. You know who you are. That wasn't anybody. That was just like in general. in general.
Yeah, he has beef
In
with
general.
someone, damn
No,
it.
I don't have beef with anybody. All love. People that don't have it. People get jealous, unfortunately, and it's a human trait. Everybody gets jealous. I've been jealous. I know you've probably been jealous. Everybody watching's been jealous at something. But sometimes when people around you or people do it all the time. Look at somebody on Instagram that they used to know. And, oh, how does he have that? Like, whatever. It's all hate. Everybody's all about hate. They just love each other. You can accomplish so much together, but everybody just wants to hate. I don't get it. And keep your circle small because there's a lot of snakes in the grass. That's not to anybody individually either.
Has to be.
No, it's not. But no, I think going back to the original question,
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that.
yeah, I'd have to say pretty much.
Money is the root of all evil?
At the end of the day, because that's everybody's focus. Everybody's focus is money. Because, without it, you see it on the news. People do some crazy things to make sure that their families are fed, or to make sure that their kids can eat, or that they can sleep somewhere.
You know, it's very interesting you say that because, I work at Best Buy and I just saw someone
Mm-hmm.
do fraud. So it was surprising to see it because it was up close and how it all went down and everything. So I guess I don't know. That's nice you say that. So you do believe that their money in a way is
I wouldn't say all, because all is 100%. Nothing's
Right.
ever 100%. But I'd say most.
for the people. So are you saying for the people that, so say if you're rich and you know that you built it up from the ground, you worked really hard, so people that would see you in that position and tell themselves that, or ask themselves, why is he there and I'm not? They kind of
Right.
get
Well,
jealous in a way, or
Yeah, because nobody ever looks at, because you can't actually put yourself in somebody's shoes, even though that's a good saying, you wouldn't, what would you do in my shoes? You don't know that, because everybody has their own mind, their own way of thinking, their own experiences. They all grew up differently.
their own realities.
Their
Yeah.
own realities. And
Right.
you never look at somebody's full journey. You look at, boom,
Yeah.
they're famous. Look at Drake. People hate him just because he has
He
so
loves
much
him,
money.
though, so.
He is a smart ass dude. He started from the bottom, and now we're here.
You hit with. Well, no, go ahead.
No,
go ahead,
no,
brother.
but
Go
for
ahead.
real, I mean, like, and he's just an example. Like, but
Right,
anybody,
right.
like, look at basketball players. Nobody actually looks or thinks of how many hours are they putting in the gym every single day to be the best of the best, and they hate on it. Oh, why is he getting paid 105 million? He's not worth 105 million. Hey, he probably put 105 million hours into his craft. He might not be a starter, but you know, it's
That's a hell of a point there, because no one ever thinks about that.
you don't know what I'm doing my day to day.
Right, and that's okay. I see what you're saying. So your day to day is very important, because like I said, they could be at where they're at, but who knows what they had to do to get
Yeah.
there. Like how
I mean,
many
like-
hours they spent, how many time they sacrificed with family, or this. That's a very good point.
And like Gary Vaynerchuk, for example, I follow him and I think he's a smart guy, and like most of his life is recorded. But
Shout out to Gary V.
the main point is most. You don't see what he's doing off the camera. You don't see what he's doing at night. What he's doing
Right.
right when he wakes up in the morning.
Right.
The camera's following him all the time. And keeping up with the Kardashians. They're not all the time. They have what they got to do on the side, and you don't know what they're doing. You could be 6 hours off the camera. Could be the most hardworking 6 hours they do in the day.
Shout out to the Kardashians.
No, okay, that's on you. He's shouting out the Kardashians. I was just giving an example.
You're talking about them. We shout them out.
Like that, I mean, they're recorded all the time, so I was just.
I get what you're saying, bro. It's okay. You don't have to take back what you said. All right. So, number 5. Do you think money can change people? And also, do you think that the change is for the best?
Yeah, of course, money changes people
Okay.
because it changes every aspect of your life, from eating to like that. Instantly affects your health. If you're broke, which I've been there before, sometimes all I can eat is McDonald's. Literally, 2 or 3 meals a day, just McDonald's.
You're broke, but you're buying McDonald's.
Because, bro, I mean, sometimes, you know, that dollar menu helps.
Hey, I'm just asking the question. I'm not telling you you're wrong, bro.
But other times, I mean, if you're making really good money and you can have that, you can go buy chicken or buy real burgers or like real meat and make it yourself, or real vegetables, and like that generally affects everything. Like, I mean, how do you feel after you eat fast food? You don't have energy.
Like
Push you
shit.
to sleep.
Knocked out.
But you have a good home cooked meal. Sometimes it push you to sleep if it's really good.
Steak
But a
and
good breakfast or good lunch, it sets you up for a whole day of being able to do successful things. And that's what it is at the end of the day. You gotta treat your body like you wanna be here for 70 years. And that's why actually, as we're recording this, I'm in the middle of transforming the way I eat and my daily activity to be more healthy, so I have more energy to get more stuff done.
I'm sorry, that word transformer just had me weak. I'm actually in the middle of transforming. I'm sorry. But no, I hear what you're saying. I just had to get weak. I couldn't let that slide. But no, I hear what you're saying. Definitely. So I got one more question, and I told myself I'm going to ask every single person I interview this question. Question number 6. Okay. How would you define success? Let's go for it. Personally. Like, whatever you're doing right now, say you're working, you're building towards something, what does success look like to you, personally?
I mean, it's a good question.
Very good. And like I said, shout out to Duwall once again, because he asked me the question, and you put that in my head, so I appreciate
What's
it,
up,
brother.
David?
What's up? Go ahead.
But no, for real. Oh, man. I mean, honestly, for me, it goes back to what does money bring you? That's freedom. Success to me is freedom. At the end of the day, when I can get to a point where I don't even need to think about bills being paid, I don't need to think about, oh, it's the 15th, rent's due. Oh, it's the 10th, my phone bill's due. Oh, it's the 5th, my credit card bill is due.
So you get automatic payments.
Yeah, well, yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Go ahead, I'm my fault.
But no, because even when it's on automatic payments, well, actually, yeah, okay. Well, you don't really got to think about it, but when you don't have multiple zeros in your bank account, you're like, you got to make sure you have enough.
Right.
You got to make sure you're not going over.
So you don't even want to look at your account.
No, success to me is when I get to the point where I can completely 100% focus on everything that doesn't revolve around expenses. And I believe when I can get to that point personally, that is when I am going to personally like just skyrocket. That's when everything 100% time and dedication is going to be to my craft, whatever that may be at that point, because crafts are always changing, ideas are always changing, goals are always changing, ideas of success are always changing.
Very true.
And I accept those changes. So to me, it's once I don't have to put so much time and energy towards can something be paid, will something be paid, can I afford this, do I have to worry every time I swipe my card, is the cash in my pocket the only money I have?
It's not funny, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And it goes back because I read articles all the time, like over 50% of Americans, if something were to happen, they don't have at least $1,000 to cover an emergency expense. And I've had multiple things happen. Car dies, you can get no car for $1,000. You'll get a car, but it'll get you from here to the next block, maybe. But no, because it's little stuff like that. Because I look back at times where I was either super broke, and asking for help's the hardest thing. But ask for help. If you need help, just ask.
I just want to step in and say something. Definitely ask for help. Because I was there at that point. We both were there. We were roommates. Everyone knows that.
Mm-hmm.
And it got to a point, shit hit the fan.
Literally.
When I tell you, my pocket was like this with money. There was nothing there. So, just ask for help.
It doesn't make you any less of a man, doesn't make you any less of a woman, doesn't make you worthless. It's all internal feelings. Like just maybe a little bit, because it's hard. Because I don't even now I don't like asking for help.
I hate asking for money.
Me too.
The biggest thing, I hate asking for money.
Even if it's from family or parents
Dr.
or
Dre,
friends, doesn't matter. That's why I've even told some friends, like even if they got famous and big, like I'm not asking for a cent. You give me shit, cool, but I'm not asking for anything. I don't want hands out. I don't want any handouts.
I need 500. If maybe.
What is 500 gonna do, bro? See, settling. That's another thing people do. They settle.
Just making a joke. My fault. No jokes, man. So what the fuck you do yourself?
The Jeremy Pettit Show.
Whoa. Whoa.
It's in the works. It's in the works.
Someone wants to take over. So, okay, so your definition of success, you see yourself is when you don't have to worry or focus on bills, or your attention, everything can just be thrown into the things you love to do, your passions.
Freedom.
That's nice. Because I get different answers every time on that question, and it is so lovely to just see what other people think. So at this time, we'll do that time for Ask Demario question time.
I didn't actually think about this one.
If you got any couple things you want to ask, I'm going to do the best I can to answer. If not, that's fine. We'll just cut the tape off.
No. Everybody does it, so you got to do it. See, follow me. Don't follow. Be a leader.
Sometimes you got to follow to be a good leader, but
I agree.
sometimes you just got to do it.
Kyrie Irving needs to go back to following. Ouch.
Don't talk about Kyrie Irving, okay? We lost tonight, but okay, it's in the past now.
See you next year.
We're gonna get a ring, okay?
Alright, but yeah, let's see. What can I ask to Mario Crosby?
To Mario Crosby?
DeMario.
I was about to say, don't be disrespecting me.
Alright, I got you. What does it feel like to be broke? To where you literally cannot afford a goddamn thing by yourself. Where either your girlfriend needs to pay, or your close friend needs to pay, a parent needs to pay. Where you literally, if you needed gas in your car to get to work, you can't even find change
Shit.
to put it in your gas tank.
How does that feel?
Yeah, because we've both been there. We
It feels horrible. It feels horrible. I mean, you just feel like shit.
What do you feel like?
What do I feel? I just don't feel like DeMario Crosby. I feel like literally like
A failure?
I mean, not even. In a way, yeah, but I just feel like I don't give a fuck about life. Like me personally, like I feel like I'm I'm lazy right now. Like, I
Mhm.
just feel like I'm not ambitious. I'm not doing shit. Like, I don't give a fuck. This is where I want to be. I feel like subconsciously that's where I want to be if I am broke. That's how I feel.
It's hard to
And-
crack out of that sometimes.
And, you know, like, that's just how I felt at the time. And, like, I felt like it was literally, I had the feeling of being lazy, bro. And, like, I can honestly say at a point, I think a little bit of myself liked it because I wasn't doing shit. A little bit of myself liked it.
I agree.
I could just play the game, kick my feet up, like, eating McDonald's, bro. Like, didn't have to shower. Some dirty shit, but
I always showered. I don't know about that.
I was chilling playing the game. But no, I mean, I didn't like the feeling at all, bro. But I thank God for having that feeling, because feeling that and going through that, like, I went through like a moment, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, I never want to go back. So all the work that I'm putting in, I know it's to like, it's for the betterment of me and just never going back to that point. So, I mean, I'm thankful for it that happened, but at the same time, I never want it to happen again. I'm not going to let it happen again. Just mark my words, man. I'm the richest motherfucker in the world right now.
Alright.
I believe it because whatever you think your reality is, that's what it's going to be. So, boom. That's your answer. That was pretty dope, wasn't it? Y'all didn't really see that coming from me, right? I understand, because you know what? Sometimes you get the misconception that I'm
Yeah,
just,
but here comes the high horse.
it's a little bit, okay? But that's to answer your question. I don't like the feeling, but I feel like if you let yourself get to that point, sometimes maybe that's where you want to be. Maybe you don't think it consciously, but subconsciously.
I think sometimes you need that kick too,
Yes, definitely. Because
because that kicked me.
the universe challenges you at some point. So, like, when I'm doing comedy, yeah, things are going good, but there's going to be a night I get on the stage and people are not going to like the shit that I'm saying. It's bound to happen. Not to speak it into existence, but everyone doesn't find the same stuff funny. And then once that day comes, I have a choice to make. Either I quit or I keep going. And I get better and better and better, or I just give up. So my thing is never give up. And for the people that do give up, I mean, I know things get hard, but I mean, you gotta find it within yourself. Everyone has that grind within themselves. I mean, it was at points I thought I couldn't even do stand-up comedy. Like, and I did it, and I fucking rocked the show. So, I mean, yeah. Any more questions from you, bro?
No, bro, yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one?
That
That was it? That's all? I just like talking, so it's pretty good.
You could always add me another question too.
Okay. Well, okay. Bonus question. All right. Let's see here what I can ask you. How did you feel being broke?
Time out. No, I'm just playing.
Too personal.
No. I mean, dude, same. Like, it got to a point where I was like, I kind of liked it. A little bit. I'm not gonna lie, because
you know what?
You literally can do whatever you want within not having to spend money. And I already had all the video games I wanted. I had the TV channels I needed. You know, during the winter they don't turn your heat off if you don't pay the bills, so I didn't have to worry about that. Hey, I'm just being real, because it was that bad at one point. It was that bad, and it got to the point where I would get paid, and I would know, like, 99% of it's gone, and 1% is going to get me McDonald's food. And I had McDonald's food, video games, bed, and heat during the winter, because they can't turn it off. Legally, they cannot turn off your heat. Hey, that's good to know. In the winter, they cannot turn off your heat.
You're still going to get a bill, though.
You're going to get a
know.
bill. But sometimes it's good to take that L now and pay it off later. But no, dude, it was bad. I didn't want to help. I didn't want to ask for help. I didn't want to, like, I had some nights where I'd lay there and I'd be like, what am I actually doing? Here we go.
I'm sorry, because, I mean, that's the truth. Like, it's just so
It
true that it's funny, because you would just sit there and look at the ceiling.
I feel like, what the F am I actually doing with my life?
What the F is going on?
And I'd lie to people. Oh, Jeremy, how you doing? How's work? Oh, it's good. It's good.
It's
People
horrible.
Mom and Dad, oh, do you need any money or anything? No, I'm good. And, like, I look in my pocket, and, like, one time a moth actually flew out of my wallet.
A moth. Why do you have a moth in your wallet? But no, I mean,
And hey, honestly, this one's pretty funny. There was one time I actually went to the Wendy's drive-thru to get food. I placed my order, and as I was waiting in line to go to the pay thing, I realized I had no money on my card. My credit cards were maxed out. I had no cash, and the only money I had was change in a cup at home. So I had to drive off. At Wendy's. I didn't even eat that day.
that's not funny. But it's funny.
But it's real. It's real. And I told myself it will never happen to me again. Happened to me once, it'll never happen again. That's the whole, like, broken dumb. Because it's okay to be broke when stuff happens, but broken dumb, that's when you can do something about it. And I just wasn't doing anything about it. I was being lazy. Living life behind a little TV, computer, phone screen. Everything's always good on that little screen, but sometimes when you look up, you just want to look right back down. Too bad that's what a lot of people do, too.
I don't know why I find that funny. But oh shit. But no, I mean it's definitely 100% true. I'm just laughing at the fact we're friends, so it's funny that we both went through it. But like I said, it's very, hard times, and I mean shit happened. But in order, like that had to happen in order for us to kick into gear. That shit needs to be done. That we know that we can have better lives than what we have, and we were just settling for the comfortable. We got too comfortable, way too comfortable. Extremely. Because I mean, the place was decent. It was in Naperville. I mean, own place, so we can do whatever we wanted. So
lived way above our means.
My girl was over every time, so I was just chilling with her. So, but I mean, yeah, we were playing Fortnite. It was a computer, and I don't want to hear about all that. But yeah, you know what? Like I said, if you guys, anyone wants to interview, we can talk about anything, any topic. You come up with a topic, or I'll come up with a topic, and we can talk about anything. Just DM me if you want to be on the next interview. If not, like I said, I'm hitting people up every week, try to grab someone and talk about something. If you guys got any topic like choices or suggestions, hit me up. We'll talk about it, anything. Yeah, but like I said, it's a show to be yourself and express yourself. You can say whatever you want. Yeah, it's a decent show. You guys should come on.
It's alright.
Alright means it's still 7%. But, yeah, I think that'll be it, man. I appreciate you coming out. Appreciate you giving, he has me the weakest with his handshakes, bro.
What, bro? What you gotta do in the office? You meet people, you need a good handshake.
First impressions are everything.
Come on,
like,
you want the real thing?
Nah, I don't need that.
Left me hanging. Alright.
Thanks for coming out. I don't know why, but I have to honestly just say this. Every time a white guy does the fucking fist bump, they have to do it so hard. Why, bro? Fuck you. Why? I have no idea, but every white person does. But anyway, that's it for the show. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, share, follow, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow my guy Jeremy here on any platform, IG,
sure,
Facebook.
Jeremy Jordan.
Sure. We'll also follow. We have a gamer page. It's called
Battle Royale Boys.
Battle Royale
with
Boys.
a Z.
With a Z. It's pretty dope. But yeah. So that's it. Peace out.
Jeremy Pettit. Usually I'm behind the camera, but when it's important, sometimes you just gotta have me, and here I am.